Adam Pearce has been given a new role and hints at return of WWE live events. Daniel Bryan discusses his unusual WrestleMania 37 experience, and Seth Rollins reacts to his jacket being featured on AEW Dynamite. Hello everyone, Jose G here bringing you today's top stories in today's Sportskeeda Wrestling News Roundup. Adam Pearce has been given a new role and hints at the return of WWE live events. Adam Pearce has been doing an incredible job since he became a WWE official. He has made some amazing moves as an on-screen character and has even produced some of the company's best matches over the past year. Now it seems his efforts have been recognized by the company. PW Insider is reporting that Adam Pearce has been given a huge promotion by WWE. This specifically pertains to his responsibilities backstage, which may be increasing in the near future. Plus, reports confirm Adam Pearce has also been given a new title, Director of Live Events. In the past, this role has been associated with overseeing and conducting live events. This includes managing, touring creative, and the lineups. This news implies WWE may be preparing to hit the road once again sometime soon. Adam Pearce will continue to hold on to his previous responsibilities as well, which include producing matches and overseeing other producers alongside Jason Jordan. This is a huge move for Adam Pearce, who continues to show what a great asset he is backstage. Hopefully this is a sign of a long-term relationship between himself and WWE. Through his work as an on-screen WWE official, the WWE Universe became acquainted with Adam Pearce. He is in charge of setting up matches and making decisions on both Raw and SmackDown, which has been the case for many months. However, Pearce has recently been working in tandem with Sonya Deville, who seems to have been slotted into a similar role backstage. The partnership looked fruitful in the beginning, but has now taken a sour turn. The recent fallout on Raw has raised some questions regarding the future of both Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville. Former WWE star pitched an idea to become Dominik Mysterio's girlfriend. Former WWE star Chelsea Green appeared on Cultaholic's Straight to Hell podcast and revealed a few creative pitches she made to Vince McMahon. As we had reported earlier via Fightful interview, Chelsea Green had an insightful 30-minute meeting with the boss, during which she floated nearly 15 different ideas. Chelsea Green had many plans, and one of them included possibly becoming Dominik Mysterio's on-screen girlfriend. That's not all. Chelsea Green also came up with a pitch to become the Messiah for Seth Rollins' followers by saying, quote, "Oh my gosh, I had so many. I had a Daisy Duke character, I had a sexy nun character for the Messiah, like what would be the Messiah's follower or worshiper? I pitched to be Dominik's girlfriend. When it's a girl, I do try to ask because I feel like it's a respect thing. However, I'm too afraid to ask Seth Rollins and I don't know Dominik, so I just pitched that," end quote. Out of all of her ideas, Chelsea Green loved the potential of booking an angle which would have seen her join Peyton Royce and Billie Kay, and the trio would have been known as the Triconics. Chelsea Green's vision for the storyline was for her to try and break up the Iconics. She was also ready to have a fake Australian accent to accentuate her character by saying, quote, "I pitched so many, one of my favorites that I pitched was being a Triconic. So like trying to get in and be with them and do a fake Aussie accent and try to split them up, but have them realize that I'm really the crazy one," end quote. Chelsea Green has kept herself busy since being released from WWE. The former NXT star has been vocal about her WWE stint in several interviews since she departed the company. Green is also actively preparing for the next phase in her career. The Hot Mess now has her own podcast, and she will also be aching to get back in the ring once the WWE non-compete clause expires in July. Drew McIntyre discloses when he knew he would be a WWE superstar. Drew McIntyre has become one of WWE's top superstars thanks to some stellar performances over the past few years. He won the WWE Championship twice and finds himself in contention for the title once again. It was a long journey to get to the top, but the Scottish Warrior knew he was destined for it all at a young age. Drew McIntyre recently shared a story with the Daily Star about how he learned he would become an entertainer. For him, entertainer meant WWE Superstar. The former WWE champion visited a fortune teller at the age of 10 in the city of Blackpool, who spared no detail in predicting that he would be a famous entertainer, saying, quote, "I had my reading and she went into a lot of detail. I was conscious of not saying a word and not giving any clues, and she said I'd be a very famous entertainer. All I heard from famous entertainer was that I'm going to make it in the WWE. It's official, she said it, so it's going to be so," end quote. The prophecy came true since in 2020, the King of Claymore Country hoisted the WWE Championship on his broad shoulders. One can only wonder how much Drew McIntyre's career and life would have changed if the fortune teller had told them something else. Daniel Bryan discusses his unusual WrestleMania 37 experience, WWE future, and more. Daniel Bryan recently had a fantastic match at WrestleMania 37 where he faced off against both Edge and Roman Reigns. To the fans, the match was brilliant, but the American Dragon claims he felt an odd detachment at the event. Robbie Fox recently interviewed the former WWE champion on My Mom's Basement, where Bryan discussed this detachment and his WWE future. Daniel Bryan described the feeling as momentary but profound and said it made him consider his relationship with wrestling by saying, quote, "It was momentary but profound. So just trying to sit with that and to see what does that mean? What does that mean for me? What is my relationship now with wrestling? That sort of thing. That's something I've been talking to my wife about. I've been talking to my friends about," end quote. He found that his colleagues understood what he was going through, but said it was unusual for him to feel this way about something he loves, by saying, quote, "A lot of my colleagues kind of understand that feeling even if they haven't felt it. It was so weird too, because I get such joy from wrestling, and to not feel that was very unusual," end quote. Daniel Bryan claims he has nothing left to accomplish in wrestling and is now at a crossroads where he must choose between the sport he loves and his family. Fans will be watching Daniel Bryan's next move with a keen eye. It will be interesting to see what the leader of the Yes Movement decides to do next in his career. Daniel Bryan is definitely at a crossroads, but he may not have to make the decision by himself. Bryan will face Roman Reigns on this week's episode of SmackDown in a match that has huge implications for him. He is set to challenge for the WWE Universal Championship, but will be forced to leave SmackDown for good if he's unsuccessful. Seth Rollins reacts to his jacket being featured on AEW Dynamite. Seth Rollins recently put up an interesting tweet after noticing the Young Bucks' choice of outfit on AEW TV. The Young Bucks wore matching jackets on AEW Dynamite this week. Fans were quick to point out that the two were wearing jackets similar to the one Rollins wore during the peak of his Messiah days. Bucks' Twitter timeline flooded with fans posting comparison photos and picking favorites. Seth Rollins has now reacted to the Young Bucks' outfit choice in an amusing tweet. The SmackDown superstar congratulated his jacket on making a successful trip through the Forbidden Door. The Young Bucks then responded to Rollins' tweet on their Twitter bio. Seth Rollins used to go by the moniker of Tyler Black before making it to WWE. Rollins faced the Young Bucks on 2 occasions when he was wrestling in PWG in the late 2000s. Rollins teamed up with Jimmy Jacobs both times, and the duo traded wins with the Young Bucks. The second outing saw the Young Bucks defeating Rollins and Jacobs to win the PWG Tag Team titles. Seth Rollins debuted the Monday Night Messiah character back in late 2019 after berating the Raw roster for not performing well at Survivor Series. He soon recruited AOP and Murphy in the faction and became one of the top heels on WWE TV. Rollins drastically changed his mannerisms as well as his outfit and began sporting a black jacket. Who wore it better, Rollins or the Young Bucks? Sound off in the comments. Thanks for watching today's Sportskeeda Wrestling News Roundup. For more news stories and exclusive content, be sure to follow us on all social media. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Download the Sportskeeda app for the most up-to-date stories in the world of wrestling.